Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on where you are watching from. Based on report from Amazon, there were no glitches, there were no interference from outside, there were no plan to hack INEC server. In fact, Amazon is trying to keep their integrity. So INEC is in great trouble for saying this and that. In fact, INEC APC Tinubu has so much been destroyed. You need to watch this video and we will be right back.
Biometric authentication is a great leap. It was started during the Good Luck era. It started as card reader, that was fingerprint biometric authentication. It has now been upgraded into a bimodal. That means it takes your fingerprint, it also takes your facial recognition. I pray in future it will progressively come to include the iris and plus the body mask, which is exactly what we currently have in our digital passport protocols. It is a very good thing. It had no problem at all. It worked very, very well. The lack of its proper use in the final tabulation is as a consequence of fraudulent manipulations. As you have seen, we have been able to get access to the hosters of the servers, who are, in this case, Amazon Web Services. They do provide the same web services for the U.S. Department of Defense. You will understand, the Pentagon will not buy services from a company that does not have that capability to actually defeat all those things that they were saying. Nobody hacked into the servers, as Amazon said before, during and after the elections. It worked very, very well.
So you're telling us that INEC lied about the fact that their system was hacked, or that the fact that they had issues?
Yes. So INEC lied 100%. It was INEC lied, and INEC did that. They were caught unawares. The things were working very well until they were instructed to block the...
Why would INEC try to disrupt its own duties, knowing that they had, of course, raised the hopes of every Nigerian? They had a job to do. They made promises. What did INEC stand to gain if you, like you said, they lied to Nigerians?
Yes, INEC they were pressurized by politicians to undermine the process, because if you check, on the same day, the results for the National Assembly election were politely, progressively uploaded. No problem. Nothing happened to the INEC server. We have gotten that confirmation from those who hosted the server, Amazon Web Services. Nothing happened before, nothing happened during, nothing happened afterwards. If anything happened with the server, we will have known. It was simply a political decision taken by those who saw that the exit polls did not favor what they wanted to have. That was why they were instructed to block the further functioning of the progressive uploading of the presidential election results. That for the National Assembly were properly uploaded. There were no problem, and there is still no problem with all those issues. That's why INEC is having problem. It's not going to be able to get Amazon to admit what Mullah Muhammad said in America. That was a big lie. Nobody hacked into the servers. Nobody was able to hack into anybody's servers. It's very good, and that's why we have today subpoenaed the Amazon Web Services, and they are coming to Nigeria to testify that nobody hacked into their server before, during, and after the elections. Whatever happened here were human mistakes that were done deliberately, simply to undermine the process. And one thing I can tell you, in 1993, the result of a presidential election was annulled, and in each place we had Abacha manufactured. What we had that time was instability because of the annulment of that election. I can assure you that due to the annulment of the election of the original results of a presidential election, the country is going to run into instability. Take that to the bank. You cannot resist it. The last time we had this was in 1993. We ran into instability and we knew how Abacha governed. Anytime you steal a car,
hold on, Kat,
try to give that vehicle to people, you will have problems if owners
we cannot preempt the election tribunal, which has already kick-started. We can't preempt what the outcome will be, so you can't say that, you know, there's going to be instability. But before we go into another one, let's go back to what former Vice President Atiku Abubakar said about these BVAS. He has said, and I quote, "The law governing our elections has truly brought power to the people, and those power-mongering politicians who believe that they have or they can freely subvert inherent power of democracy now have their hopes dashed." Does it mean that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and everybody who lost in this election, according to the announcement of INEC, fall in the category of the people who have their hopes dashed because of the BVAS?
What he means is very simple, that we have now come into the period where votes will become votes, because this is the first time we are having to vote after being authenticated. The introduction of the biometric authentication is a game changer. That's why you did not see, as is was previously the case, the uploading of phantom numbers previously being the norm. It's no more going to be that way. I believe that the signing into law of the Electoral Act Amendment changed everything. Because why? It forced the authentication of whoever the voter will be before you can allow him to vote. That has become law. Apart from that, you cannot pile up numbers just because you want to have new numbers to know. If those numbers are piled in and they do not rhyme with the numbers of authenticated voters who were previously authenticated to vote, it will not work. So if you have any number that comes in that is more than the accredited number of voters, that's what he's saying, it will not work. And for you to be accredited, you will have to go through authentication through the BVAS machine. What the BVAS machine is a progression of the original card reader. The card reader was just thumbprint biometric capture. The BVAS means bimodal, thumbprint plus facial recognition. So it's a progressive way of that original introduction, which we call the card reader, which only captured the thumbprint. Now, the new biometric system captured the thumbprint and facial recognition. That's why, if those things are now implemented, you will not be able to just pile in numbers, because those captures go into the accreditations, and you're not going to have more numbers suddenly return more than the accredited voters. That's why he's saying that the day of simply wishing on numbers will not anymore hold. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing right now. So let us go to the tribunal, let everybody prove his case, and as far as I'm concerned, Atiku Abubakar is very right on that very point, that the days of simply writing numbers are gone. Nigeria is on to a very brand new pedestal in regards of honest elections.
Hello, great people. Are you there? Have you heard that? Hey, I like that too. They are coming. I don't think INEC is even building a defense, because where are they going to start? And they can't even make an adjustment to what they have uploaded, which is against what was announced. INEC is in big trouble. And my prayer is that whoever has manipulated this result from INEC chairman, they should be jailed. Yes. The BVAS was supposed to be, at the end of the election, people were supposed to thank the coming of BVAS technology as INEC promised from the start. People were supposed to hail that action and hail Mahmoud. But now, with what happened, the BVAS was a kind of advancement on the former way election is being done. Before the BVAS, we had the card readers. The card readers record, through the card readers, they record your thumbprint, just your thumbprint. This time around, the BVAS, which is, it is more advanced. It captures the face, captures your voter's card, captures your thumbprint, enough information. And if you look at what happened, we used to have larger number of votes during the election because people have been manipulating the figures. This time around, the BVAS, you can't just add that somebody has voted or record anything. The person has to participate. The capturing is like registers the person, tells that the person has participated or is going to participate. So the BVAS somehow stopped malpractices, but only if it was put in proper use. Like we said in our previous video, even those who hijack ballot papers and do whatsoever, they will go with INEC personnel. They will have to arrest INEC personnel. But they don't alter what is in the BVAS because the people who voted are not around. They would have been dispersed. They can't alter the number of people in the BVAS. The only thing they can do plus and minus, add certain vote to their people. So INEC's BVAS, according to this expert, worked perfectly. What BVAS was intended to achieve, what it was designed to achieve, BVAS was almost achieving it. At least the House of Reps, the National Assembly election, it went well. Now they saw what was coming. They stopped the BVAS. They had to manipulate. Meanwhile, these particular people, INEC has, Amazon has been contacted. Now remember, Amazon hosts services for the U.S. defense. Yes, they work with them. And for U.S. defense to trust Amazon to do this for them, it shows Amazon is reputable. They are capable. So for those who are telling you the server was hacked, Amazon said none of that happened. The only thing that happened was they stopped upload to the server. They stopped uploads to the server. So INEC lied, and INEC was caught unaware. They can't go back to the stuff to manipulate anything. This is how it was built. Yes, like we said, they saw what was coming. It was the way the result was going. It was, they could predict this is what will happen if we allow it. So they had to stop the upload of the presidential. And they did this because of the pressures from politicians. What will be the final result? According to their calculations, several wrong calculations, the obedience have been, they tell you obedience are avatars. There are a few people online, creating so many stalls as if there are many. But several rallies, even in Lagos, told them or showed them it is not about social media, and it reflected during the voting. Now, having seen what is coming, they went to manipulate it. They tell you there were technical glitches, that there is an attempt to hack the server, a server that keeps information for United States defense, hosted by Amazon. Can you imagine? So it was a political decision, not the equipment. The equipment worked well as they were designed to work. It was rather what we call human interference. Yes. And can you imagine? They so much raised the hope of Nigerians. Can you see? Did you notice the voters card collection, registering and everything. People has to close their work. You know, due to the promises, the vote will count this time, because it is said that vote doesn't count in Nigeria. It has been always a selection process. But this time around, having been assured that the votes will count, that the technology is up-to-date technology, improved, you know, with such promises, people voted and they tried to do, you know, what they have been doing before, but they were caught unawares. They were caught unawares. So what does the BVAS do? The BVAS does the authentication, like they do with the voters card, the old process card reader. This time around, the BVAS captures, and there is something about the BVAS you should know. It doesn't need the internet to upload. It does like recently Facebook. You upload on Facebook sometime without data, without having megabytes. Later, when your megabyte comes on, it will upload itself. That is how it was built to work. So it is a case of somebody tying himself down with ropes, or somebody locking himself and throwing the key away. That's what INEC did. So the BVAS captures your voter's card, your thumbprint, your picture, your facial recognition. And according to how it's also built, you can't alter the number of people the BVAS have registered. That is why this is not like before, that they can just say, this guy won with, you know, it's 20 million people voted. Ghost people voting. So INEC was caught unaware. Meanwhile, the court will decide it is time for them to set things right in Nigeria, or maybe we should continue like this. I like what Peter Obi said. He who wants to be called His Excellency must get to that place in an excellent way. So technology did not fail. No, BVAS is still boom. I know it could be improved on as we go, so that it will be real-time voting, not just waiting for the poll at the polling unit, and you, at the end of the day, parties sign on the sheets, and you know, it will be counted. There will be a time you are voting. There will be a record keeping, you know, displaying the vote somewhere that everybody can see. So we are getting to that point. So the BVAS worked properly as it's supposed to work, but there was human interference. Haven't seen what is developing, what is happening on the other end. So INEC is in a dilemma. INEC is in trouble unless the tribunal will not do their work well. The winner of this election may not have been the one that was announced. Viewers, what do you think? Add your comment on the comment section. Please, if you have not subscribed, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more updates. My name is Azoka Oje.